Okay. Hola clase, hoy no está aquí y por eso vamos a tener apuntes en la video. Okay, so today I'm not here. Demonstrative adjectives. Hola, I am not here today, you might have noticed. However, we are going to do notes. They are notes on demonstrative adjectives and then demonstrative pronouns. Don't freak out, this is really easy. Okay? So, por favor, escriban la fecha. I'm going to use today's date, which is 29/4/19. You should use whatever date works for you. Adjetivos, demostrativos. Okay, so what is a demonstrative adjective? A demonstrative adjective is an adjective that points out which or which one. That's pretty easy. So it demonstrates the one that you're talking about. This notebook, this marker, that student in the hallway. And it's an adjective, so in Spanish, of course, it has to agree with whatever it's describing, masculine, feminine, singular, plural. Okay? So let's write that stuff down. A demonstrative adjective is one that points out which or which one, as in this or that. En español. Adjetivos must agree in number and, sorry about that, bad and, gender with the nouns they modify. Okay, so we know that these point out which one, this and that. Adjetivos must agree in number and gender with the nouns they modify, which we already knew. This is a previously existing rule. So what are these words? In English, these words are this and these, that and those. In Spanish, hay 9 palabras, 9. Nope, there's more than that. 4 times 3 is 26. There's 36, but I know that sounds really kind of awful, but there's really not. So here's how it works. First off, we will start off with this and these. So this and these. Put in your T-chart. If you need to, you can label these. Masculine, feminine, singular, plural. And these words are este, A-S-T-A. The plural for this changes. It is not estes, it is estos. Estos. The feminine is esta. And the plural of that is estas. Now you might look at these and say, we already know these, they're verb forms, está and estás. What you should also know is that there are no accents here. Because there are no accents, this is esta and estas. The thing to remember when you're dealing with Spanish is this and these all have T's. Why? Because the words for that are very, very similar. Let's take a look. Make a new T-chart. So we have that and those. Label your chart if you need it. It will be set up identically to the one on the previous page. Ese is the masculine. So just like este, the plural would then be esos. Esos. The feminine is esa and esas. How do we know that these are that and those? Because this and these all have T's. This is either this or these. Okay? Now there's one thing that Spanish does that we don't actually do. Earlier I said that there were like 36 forms of this. There are really 12. This is why I don't teach math. Sorry. So pretty easy. So there's one thing that Spanish does that we don't do in English. In English, we can say this, that, and that one over there. In Spanish, they have a whole set of words for that one or those ones over there. Okay? These words are actually the easiest ones. Again, make a T-chart, third T-chart, it's the charm. These ones are very easy. There is one small thing you do need to remember, however, and it's the following. The masculine singular form of this is aquel. A, who, u, e, ele. This works. The rest of the forms all have a doble L. So over here, it's not aquels, it's aquellos. A, who, u, e, l, l, o, s. Aquellos. Then down here, the feminine is aquella. Now you have to guess what the feminine plural will be. Good job, you guessed correctly. Aquellas. A, Q, U, E, ella, a, s. That's it. That's how these work. Now, these go in front. So if it was these students, then we would have esos estudiantes. Esos estudiantes. If we had those students. And they can be those students sitting on this side of the room. If we had aquellos estudiantes, which are those students over there, they're the ones in the hall, across the hall in that classroom over there, Ms. Brooks' room. So we have aquellos estudiantes. And you will notice that because estudiantes is plural, my adjective is plural. Because estudiantes is masculine or mixed group, I have a masculine adjective. And then just to recap on the other page, we have these lovely students, So we have estos estudiantes, so these students, esos estudiantes, those students, aquellos estudiantes, those ones over there across the hall. So these are estos estudiantes. And again, estudiantes is plural, so the adjective has to be plural. This word is masculine or mixed group, which means that my adjective must be, that's right, it's masculine. Nice job. So we've made it agree in number, singular or plural, and gender, masculine or feminine. Now, as if all of this wasn't enough, just like in English, there's a thing called a demonstrative pronoun, un pronombre demostrativo. And the deal with a pronombre demostrativo is just like in English. We can use the words this and these in place of a noun. This marker, this. These markers, these. Those markers across the hall in the other classroom, those. And so these words are multi-purpose, however, with a small change. Adjective, adjective, adjective. Now, here's where the fun comes in. So, pronombres demostrativos. Pronombres demostrativos. And if you give me one moment, I'm going to check that this is still recording. So let's add the date. I'm going to use today's date. You should use whatever date is good for you. 29/4/19. So pronombres demostrativos. A pronoun is a word that takes the place of a noun. Okay? And a demonstrative pronoun is a pronoun that points out which or which ones instead of using the whole noun. So basically, these are words that translate to this, these, that, those, and those ones way over there. Okay? So on this one, I'm simply going to give you 3 charts on the same page. So por favor, put your 3 quadrant charts here on the paper. And I'm going to use 3 different colors because I like color. If it helps you to organize materials, then you should also use different colors. Okay. So let's start with this and these. And what do we learn on the other page about this and these? Yes, this and these all have T's. So again, we have those 4 words, the exact same words. Este, estos, estas, and estas esta and estas. Now see if you can spot the difference. The difference between the demonstrative adjective and the demonstrative pronoun is, who can spot it? Good job. Is this accent. Unlike the verb estar, where we have esta and esta and estas, wow. The accent is over here over the A. These ones, the accent is over the E. What does that look like when we do a swap? So let's take a paper, este papel. But let's say I'm feeling especially lazy today and I don't want to say 2 words, I only want to say 1 word, this. Then I can change this into este. Este papel, este. That's it. Now please note, depending on what you are replacing, you have to make sure that it matches. So if I am replacing a masculine singular noun, my pronoun must also be masculine and singular, just as if I was to replace Jose in a sentence with él. It's the exact same thing, okay? So over here, remember that and those, let me go back in and label my other chart, this and these. So I have that and those, and these ones do remember from the other page, or maybe you're on the same page. Take a look. They are ese, esos, esas, and esa. So when I look at those, what's going to be the difference between this page and the previous page? Good job. It is exactly the same thing. I'm going to add an accent, the exact same place. Ese, esos, esa, esas. Pretty easy. Now if I was to replace, clase, esas clases, those classes, I would then replace it with esas. Why? Because it is feminine, plural, just like the original word. So I would have esas clases, and that would change to esas. So those classes, those. And then we have the last ones, which are aquel, aquellos, aquella, and aquellas. And if you look at those, they also have an accent. However, the accent is not where you expect it to be. In these 2 instances, the accent is over the first E, la primera E. Here, it is over the only E, la única. So here we have aquel, aquella, aquellos, and aquellas. And of course, these mean those over there. So let me see. How about a book? There are books over there in the windowsill. I'm too lazy to go over there and get one to show it to you, so there are those over there. So we have aquellos libros, which will turn into You guessed it. Aquellos. Those over there. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please address them with me when I'm back on Wednesday. Okay? Gracias. After this, you will have a worksheet to do. Please make sure you get it all done. If you have any questions, you can, of course, also take a look at your vocab list, because conveniently, all of the grammar is at the bottom of the sheet, or in our PDF, or the paper copies you were given of the current chapter. Okay? Gracias. Buena suerte. Good luck. Y hasta luego.